Keep your eye on the rider we just saw on your screens though. Marco Morelli crashed out at the Strubben yesterday while leading the race, but his pace thereafter, despite a damaged motorcycle and a bit of pain in his foot, he was very, very impressive indeed. Could be up for the win today. But what about Ruche Moodley? Also looking for that first podium of the year and first Rookies Cup win, as you heard in the pre-show.
That's right. And Ruche said, you know, yesterday, because we saw him run at the front, he said, you know, when they came back from their long lap penalties, they got past and I just got pushed back and it just took me time. He said, I know what I got to do tomorrow. He said, any time I get past, I got to go back past them again. I'm not going to allow myself to slip down that lead group.
Dodo Boggio starts from 6th place, a much better performance from him in qualifying, but the race still left a little bit to be desired as he finished in 13th spot come the checkered flag. But a solid finish under his belt, I think, is a good start for Dodo.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, you know, he made the breakthrough in qualifying, in much better qualifying than he'd had so far this year. And it was a bit of a shock to him, perhaps, to run in the intensity of that lead group. But he's learnt from that first run like that yesterday, and I think he'll do a better job today.
Now, I'm looking at the commentary booth, Peter, and I'm seeing some very dark clouds overcoming. We're not due any rain or anything like that, but that might change a bit of the dynamic of the race if the asphalt starts to cool off a bit.
Well, that is, and, you know, a cool asphalt, that can affect things, of course. And it's interesting you talk about Marco Morelli. I mean, Marco set off with a blinder of a start yesterday,
Quality.
Just as he did in Le Mans. Goes through the right-hander, left-hander of the Strubben, and away.
Rookies Cup race, I had a similar conversation with the SO. What'd you do that for? And he went, I don't know. So there we go. Here's a reminder of your starting grid then, in case you missed it yesterday in the pre-show. Carpe, Salmela, Uriarte, your front row. Morelli's row 2 from Moodley and Boggio. Pugliese 7th, podium finisher yesterday. Peroni in 8th place. P9 is Christian Daniel Jr., the American there. A great qualifying from him and a performance yesterday. Hakim Danish, he starts from 10th ahead of Lennox Famara, who had a bike issue yesterday. That's why he slipped down the order. Veda Pratama starts from 12th. Thompson 13th. Pavlec, Zani, Ramersdorfer, Guillaume Plonk made his way from 17th up to battling for 3rd yesterday. What a performance that was from him ahead of Sullivan Mounsey. Farkas, Belford, Pons, Quetesan, Sessler and Molignane are the riders on the grid here this weekend.
And I think, as you pointed out there, Matt, there's a whole host of them there who didn't have the greatest finish, but really featured and could be you know, do a lot better today. Christian Daniel actually crossed the line 10th, but he looked as though he was even, you know, a threat for certainly a top 6 and even a podium at some point yesterday.
It was actually one of his best races of his season so far in both the European Rookies Cup. You get a little bit mixed up with the riders, the bikes all looking very similar. Don't worry, we find the same thing happens to us too.
But the key issue really for Brian Uriarte, and he says why he won it, was that he followed Alvaro Carpe around, realised that Alvaro was running through the last super fast left in 6th. He said, I was doing it in 5th, and I realised that just gave me the drive out and down to the last corner. And he said, I didn't want to get in front of him and show him what I was doing, but I knew that if I could get in front of him, I'd be quicker through there, and that's what won me the race.
Clever, clever boy. Here we go then, race 2 in Assen.
So another 15 laps of Rookies Cup action. The Revs rise are away. Who's going to get the drive? Will Marco Morelli do it as he did yesterday? He hasn't got quite a good chance. It's Rico Salmela.
Yeah, Salmela's got the run. He's neck and neck with Carpe. Morelli looks to slot into 3rd potentially. Uriarte, yesterday's winner, in 4th, all cleanly through turn 1.
Yes, and I don't think Morelli's going to make the same mistake. He goes up the inside. He doesn't quite make it up inside from 3rd place on Salmela there. He surely is going to be a bit early into 2nd place and already looking for a lead.
Rico Salmela was ultra aggressive yesterday, by far the most aggressive we've seen him riding in his Rookies Cup career. He did tell me he's been working on that with his mentor Aki Ayo as we see Morelli goes through, nursed Rico out the way. He looks to go a little bit wide there and succumbing to the place of Alvaro. Such a famous ribbon of asphalt we've had, and this will be a stonking race here as they come across the line the first time of asking. 95, no plan B, leads the way, does Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, and he's got the 83 of Alvaro Carpe, the pole man, on his tail. There's Brian Uriarte right there behind Rico Salmello on the 27.
Place from where he started on the grid so far. He was in 6th place. This is good stuff from the Italian. He's had a rotten run of luck this season and crossed both Junior GP and here, but could this be the place that he turns it around? How much do they close in on him there at Holgerheide, one of the fastest sections of track that we visit on the entire Rookies Cup calendar. They've certainly caught him back up now, Morelli. I think his ambition of getting away from it all was pretty short-lived.
You know, the pace is hotter, the track temperature is cooler, the wind direction is a little bit different.
Absolutely chomping at the bit for it.
Who wants it the most out of those guys? Yeah, and just while we're watching these Super 6 guys, you know, it's you know, let's mention that Born Racers series that is now, you know, I wonder what, you know, Morelli's doing this superbly. I wonder what Carpe and co are learning behind him. You know, because this,
is he giving the game away?
Well, it's, you know, it is so different to what happened yesterday that he obviously knows something that they don't know. They can chase him for a moment on Uriarte, and it's just 2 laps remaining of Rookies Cup action.
We still have thousands of fans in the stand around this iconic circuit of Assen, and they're being treated to perhaps what could be one of the races of the day in Rookies Cup. 10-wheelers to finish off the final couple of laps. It is still Morelli leading, but who's going to go on the inside this time? Will Rico pay Uriarte back for the favour? He paid him last time. Final lap. Morelli hangs it out wide. It was 2 abreast going in there. Peroni just off the back. He's a danger rider. Well, we're not seeing anyone showing their hand there, really, are we? It's all to play for through the GT chicane. Across the line they come. It's the final lap. Through one turn, puts a whole bike length between himself and the others. What is he doing on this bike that they can't at the moment?
Well, that's right. He spoiled that. Oh my goodness! A little bit. It's
wow, goodness me!
And it's, Morelli has the advantage. He's got out ahead. Nobody can pick up his slipstream through there. He's just got to get the put.
The year he's got his countryman chasing him. He's reeling him in. It looks like Rouchet Moodley could be picking up any sort of pieces that befall in front of him. And Carpe all of a sudden goes from second to off the back of this group almost.
And Peroni's looking good, isn't he? He's closed on his fellow countryman. It's the 2 Argentines in front, and Peroni looked very, very strong. But Uriarte's there in 3rd place.
Look at the drive Morelli got off the double right-hander there. He was superb. It's all to play for. It's going to be the final run to the line. Who's going to play it cleverest? Who's going to risk it for the biscuit and the win? Here we go!
All on the brakes. Peroni goes underneath him, but he can't. He goes wide.
Goodness
He's on the
me!
dirt. He's on, and it is going to be Morelli. Absolute perfect run for Morelli. Carpe comes back into 2nd place. Then Rico Salmello.
It's going to be...
It's Argentina. It's Morelli.
Brilliant! What a win that was for Morelli. No plan B. Does it again for his 2nd win of the year. He just drilled it from lights out and he won it. Absolutely quality. Carpe 2nd, Salmello 3rd. Look at this run to the line. Veda gets 7th from Christian Daniel Jr. What a ride by them. And Carter Thompson in 9th. Great stuff from those guys. They certainly deserve a great result like that.